Hello everyone, before going to the video, please subscribe our channel and stay with us. In the heart of New York City, the air buzzed with anticipation as brides-to-be and their entourages gathered outside the famous Kleinfeld bridal for the much-anticipated Blowout sale. It was a once-in-a-lifetime event where stunning gowns were offered at prices that were almost too good to be true. The sun peeked through the clouds, illuminating the iconic storefront, and inside, the atmosphere crackled with excitement. Randy Finoli, the charismatic star of Say Yes to the Dress, prepared for a day that promised to be filled with emotion, laughter, and a bit of chaos. The sale would see hundreds of brides racing against the clock and each other to find their perfect dress. Randy knew this day could bring out the best and the worst in people, and he was determined to help as many brides as possible find their dream gown. As the doors swung open, a tidal wave of brides rushed in, accompanied by friends and family members shouting out encouragements and opinions. Randy, ever the showman, stood at the front, welcoming each bride with open arms and a bright smile. "Welcome, everyone. Today is your day. Let's make some dreams come true," he shouted, his voice booming over the din. As the brides dispersed among the racks, Randy felt the familiar rush of adrenaline. He loved this part of the job. The energy, the hope, the thrill of finding that perfect dress. But today, something felt different. The pressure was on not just for the brides, but for him to manage the excitement while ensuring everyone left happy. The first bride to catch Randy's eye was Samantha, a spirited young woman with a flair for the dramatic. She had her heart set on a vintage lace gown, and the moment she spotted it, her eyes lit up. "Randy, this is the one," she exclaimed, clutching the dress to her chest. Randy approached, taking in her glowing enthusiasm. "Let's get you in that gown, darling." As she slipped into the dress, Randy felt a sense of urgency in the air. He could hear whispers from other brides eyeing the same gown. Samantha emerged from the fitting room, her eyes sparkling with joy. "Oh my gosh, I feel like a princess," she twirled, the lace swirling around her. Randy grinned. "You look like one. But remember, there are a lot of other brides who might want to try this one on too." Samantha's smile faltered for a moment as the reality of the competition sank in. Randy, noticing her hesitation, decided to bend the rules just a bit. "Here's the deal. Let's put a hold on this dress for you while you keep looking. If you find something else that steals your heart, we'll reconsider. Deal?" Samantha's eyes widened. "Really? You'd do that for me?" "Of course. Today's about making dreams come true. Let's keep the magic going." As more brides came in and out of fitting rooms, Randy noticed a pattern forming. Many were finding themselves drawn to the same few styles, creating an unofficial lineup for the most popular dresses. It reminded him of the lines outside a new club on a Friday night, everyone wanting to get in, but only a few would make it. "All right, ladies," he called out. "I know it's tempting to race for the gowns, but let's try to keep things fair. If we can work together, everyone gets a chance to shine." But in a sale, this big fairness was often hard to maintain. Randy watched as tension simmered between brides and their entourages, some claiming their territory over certain dresses. Determined to keep the peace, he knew he had to intervene. After a particularly heated moment where two brides nearly clashed over the same dress, Randy gathered his courage. He approached the group with a playful smile. "Ladies, how about we make this a little more interesting? Instead of battling it out, why don't we create a dress roulette? Each of you can try on your top 3 choices, and I'll help you find something unique that fits your style." The idea caught their attention. They began to giggle, their competitive spirits turning into collaborative excitement. "Okay, that could work," one bride said, her tension easing. Randy grinned, thrilled to see the camaraderie blooming. "Let's keep the joy in this journey." As the day wore on, Randy continued to foster a sense of community among the brides. He made it a point to connect with each one, sharing stories, laughter, and even a few tears. There was Megan, who was shopping for her wedding after a tough breakup. Randy listened intently as she shared her journey, and with a comforting touch, he guided her toward a dress that would help her reclaim her joy. Then there was Lily, a bride whose grandmother had passed away just months before. As she tried on a gown reminiscent of her grandmother's wedding dress, she burst into tears. Randy quickly stepped in, wrapping her in a warm hug. "Your grandma would be so proud," he whispered. "You carry her spirit with you today." In that moment, he knew that bending the rules wasn't just about dresses. It was about creating a space where every bride felt valued and celebrated. As the hours ticked by, the energy remained high, but fatigue began to settle in. Randy noticed a bride named Clara, who had been quiet all day, sitting alone in a corner, her shoulders slumped. "Hey, Clara, what's going on?" Randy asked gently, kneeling beside her. "I just don't know if I'll find anything," she sighed, staring at the ground. "Let's change that," he said, determination igniting in his chest. "What's your vision?" Clara hesitated before describing her dream dress, a simple yet elegant gown that made her feel timeless. Randy's heart raced as he thought of a few pieces he hadn't showcased yet. "Follow me," he said, leading her to a secluded section of the boutique. There, hidden among the racks, was a stunning dress that radiated understated elegance. As Clara tried it on, Randy held his breath. When she stepped out, the room went silent. Clara's face lit up as she gazed at her reflection, a sense of peace washing over her. "It's perfect," she whispered, tears brimming in her eyes. Randy smiled broadly, knowing he had just witnessed a magical moment. "You deserve this happiness." Just when the day seemed to be reaching its peak, a surprise guest walked through the doors, none other than Randy's best friend and fellow designer, Nina Tournay. The brides erupted in cheers as she entered, her presence adding an extra layer of excitement to the atmosphere. "Randy, I heard there's a blowout sale and I couldn't miss it," Nina exclaimed, her infectious energy igniting the room. Randy grinned. "Nina, we could use your expertise. The brides are ready for something special." With Nina's help, the brides were treated to a mini fashion show. They took turns strutting down an impromptu runway, showcasing dresses that had been specially curated just for the sale. Laughter filled the air as brides struck poses, twirled in their gowns, and cheered each other on. As the clock ticked closer to closing time, the atmosphere shifted. Brides began to realize that their time was running out. Some were still searching for their perfect match, while others had found their gowns but were torn about finalizing their decisions. Randy knew he had to act fast. He gathered everyone for one last pep talk. "All right, ladies, this is your final chance to find your dream dress. Let's make some memories before the clock runs out." With renewed energy, the brides dispersed one last time, hoping to snag their final selections. Randy moved through the crowd, offering encouragement and support. As the day came to a close, Randy stood back, surveying the room filled with happy brides holding their dream dresses. He felt a swell of pride in his heart. Despite the chaos and competition, everyone had left with smiles and cherished memories. "Thank you all for being a part of this amazing day," Randy called out, his voice filled with emotion. "Remember, this is just the beginning of your beautiful journeys." As the brides hugged one another, exchanging contact information and promises to keep in touch, Randy knew that he had succeeded. He had bent the rules not just to facilitate the sale, but to create an unforgettable experience for everyone involved. In the quiet aftermath of the sale, as the lights dimmed and the last few brides left the store, Randy took a moment to reflect. He thought about the connections made, the tears shed, and the laughter shared. It had been a day filled with more than just dresses. It had been about love, hope, and the community of women supporting one another. Until next time, he whispered to the empty store, already excited for what the future would hold. He turned off the lights, feeling grateful for the work he did and the lives he touched, knowing that every bride left with a little piece of magic in her heart.